Hey guys, welcome back to another video here on Toned In Entertainment, where we love pop culture. Today, it's time for another AEW report, and today we're talking about AEW's first pay-per-view of the year, Revolution. Now this video is going to be a little bit different due to time constraints. I usually do a bunch of slideshow pictures, but in order to get this video up on time, I have to do it like this, so sorry guys, but videos will be back to normal, beginning with my AEW Dynamite report. AEW has been on a roll as of late, consistently putting on solid TV shows week after week. Do they bring the same quality to their first pay-per-view of the year, Revolution? Let's get into the report. The first match of the night was Dustin Rhodes and Jake Hagar. After months of waiting for Hagar to debut, the night is finally here. Before the match, Hager goes over and gives his bride in the front row a big kiss. This will come back into play later. These two big bulls lock horns and begin battling it out. The fight quickly escalates to a brawl back outside the ring, but Hagar brings Dustin back in the ring and slows the pace down as he methodically works over various body parts of the natural. The fight though is once again taken to the outside. Hager seeks some encouragement from his wife, but the distraction gives Dustin the opportunity to land a strike on Hager from the blind side. Dustin then proceeds to paint Hager's wife with a giant kiss. Inside the ring, Dustin nails Hager with a bulldog and then a power slam, nearly getting the pin. Hagar then charges at Dustin while he's backed into the corner, but Dustin counters the attack, sending the big man not only flying over the top rope, but hitting his head on the stairs before crashing onto the floor. Being the beast that Jake Hagar is, he turns the tide on Dustin, first putting him in a punishing ankle lock. Frustrated that Dustin would not submit, Hagar gets down and dirty with a low blow while the ref's head was turned. Hager then proceeds to put Dustin in a sleeper hold, turning the lights out on the natural and getting a win in his first AEW match. The second match of the night pits the two youngsters, Sammy Guevara, against one of my favorites in AEW, Darby Allin. Before the bell can even ring, these two do an entire match's worth of punishment on each other. From Darby's leap outside the ring onto Guevara to his spear-like dropkick and toss into the guardrail, Darby Allin was not here to mess around. Guevara then countered with a flying kick and then goes on to use the guardrail as a weapon himself. Darby Allin then gets the upper hand once again as he slams Guevara stomach first, leaving him hanging on the guardrail. Darby Allin then launches himself like a torpedo through the ropes, but hits his foot on the top rope and misses his target. Guevara then pulls some wood out from under the ring. Guevara then hits a 6-7-20 splash, breaking the table and possibly Darby Allin as well in half. The ref goes out to see if Allin can continue, but Allin shoots up and slides in the ring, and the match finally begins. Both of these guys are so talented, each one has an opportunity to show off their skills. Sammy gets several close falls, but on this night, it's Darby Allin who nails Guevara with the coffin drop, getting the victory. The third match of the night was my most anticipated match and the only tag team match of the show, and that was the Young Bucks challenging the champs Kenny Omega and Adam Hangman Paige. If you didn't see this pay-per-view, this match alone is worth the price. I would not be offended if you stopped this video right now and ordered Revolution and watched it. Now normally the Young Bucks would be the ones being cheered by the crowd, but the Hangman is so over with the fans right now, the Bucks were actually being booed in Chicago. Also, major props to the Hangman's partner, Kenny Omega. Not only was he just in an incredible 30-minute plus Iron Man match with Pac just 3 days earlier, but on this night, Omega and Paige would hit the 30-minute plus mark in this match as well. Not only was the match full of phenomenal wrestling, but they continue with the great storytelling as well. Even though Omega and the Bucks are still all boys, on this night, there was one goal, and that was leaving Chicago with the AEW Tag Team titles. During this match, it was blow for blow, move after move, close pinfall after close pinfall. These four guys showed why AEW's Tag Team division is elite. There were tables involved, crazy moves both inside and outside the ring. The Bucks almost took Omega's head off with a flurry of super kicks. The Bucks also got a close pin by using their own V-trigger combination. Adam Page landed his own, one winged angel. But none of these moves led to victory, but only to a crowd who vocally wanted more and more. In the end, it was the Hangman almost decapitating Mac Jackson with the buckshot lariat and getting the pinfall. Again, why are you still here? Go watch this match. Now, I'm happy with this outcome. The Hangman is on fire right now, and I'm very happy with the direction of his character. AEW is building this cowboy to be their main event star very soon. The fourth match of the night was Kris Statlander challenging the champ Nyla Rose for the AEW Women's title. This was the one match I felt was kind of thrown together. Yes, Statlander did come out and confront Rose 2 weeks ago during a promo, but it was brief and there really wasn't much build-up. Now, these two women did slug it out, and since they are two of AEW's biggest and strongest women, the match was a slower pace than what we're usually accustomed to. Right now, I'm still looking for the woman in AEW that will be the one to take the ball and carry it to the top. I think with the right build-up, Statlander could do it, but putting her in a match this close to Nyla's championship win, I knew there would be no title change on this night, and that's exactly what the result was here. Also, I think these ladies had a bit of a difficult time in this match. Both are used to being the bigger and dominant force, but here they each struggled with their opponent's size at times, trying to execute moves. I actually held my breath when Nyla performed her sit-down powerbomb off the top rope, hoping her foot would not tangle, leading to something worse than just a loss for Statlander. But Nyla hit the move and got the win, retaining her title. The fifth match of the night was the grudge match between MJF and Cody Rhodes. After receiving 10 lashes on live TV and defeating Wardlow in a steel cage over the past month, this was the night Cody had been waiting for. The night when he could get his hands on his former BFF, MJF. The battle of these two was just what I expected. It was a fight. I mentioned earlier that the Hangman might be the most over guy in AEW, but I think MJF might have the most heat of anybody in AEW right now. He has no filter, which is what makes him a lot of fun to hate. Early on in this match, he takes a breather by jumping the barricade and going into the crowd. As he's being taunted by one fan, he grabs another fan's beer and splashes it all over the guy that was egging him on. MJF really knows how to play the crowd. So many are waiting to see if Arn Anderson is going to turn on Cody. At one point in this match, Cody goes to hit MJF, but he moves and Cody nails Double A, sending him to the ground for a good portion of this match. One of the things I really enjoyed about this match was there was a really good mix of wrestling, fighting, and some weird shit thrown in as well. At one point in the match, MJF removes the foot from the boot with Cody's fractured toe and begins to bite it. Cody is able to take his frustrations out on MJF, busting him wide open and then getting in a few revenge lashes with his weight belt. MJF appears he wants to make up with his former mentor with a hug, but then proceeds to spit in Cody's face. Angered by this, Cody nails MJF with the crossroads, but Cody gets greedy and goes for another. But MJF sneakily puts his hands down his tights, grabs the diamond-studded ring, and knocks Cody out, getting the victory. The sixth match of the night is Pac taking on Orange Cassidy in his first singles match in AEW. Whether you love him or hate him, there's no denying that Mr. Freshly Squeezed is over with the AEW crowd, and I'm right with them. I think Orange brings a fun element to AEW, but how would he do in his first singles match against the Bastard? The man from somewhere, weighing in at some weight, begin the match with some of his signature sloth-like maneuvers. Now, Pac played along briefly, but the Bastard was there to fight and began bringing the pain to Cassidy. After a series of punishing moves, including a brainbuster off the top rope, Pac goes for the pin and could have got the 3 count, but lifted Cassidy's shoulders off the mat. Now, this almost led to a huge mistake as Cassidy begins to squeeze the pulp out of the Bastard with an onslaught of fast-paced maneuvers. Now, the best friends did come out to ring to support Orange Cassidy during the match and had not got involved until Pac started to make his way up the ramp away from the ring. That's when Trent grabbed Pac and threw him back in. This then prompted the Lucha Brothers to come out and get involved. As Cassidy was distracted by the commotion, Pac snuck up behind him, locked him in the brutalizer, leading to Orange Cassidy surrendering. While I was on Orange Cassidy's side in this match and deep down was hoping he'd get the win, AEW did the right thing here. While I think the fans in Chicago would have cheered, the vocal minority on the internet would have gone crazy saying how they've ruined Pac. In the end, I thought this was a fun match, with Orange Cassidy having the platform to show off his ability and also AEW doing what's right for business. The 7th and final match of Revolution was Jon Moxley challenging Chris Jericho for the AEW Championship. The Lone Wolf Moxley made his way from the streets of Chicago through the crowd and down to the ring first. The champ came down to the ring next, bringing Proud and Powerful for backup. The wrestling, fight, starts with Moxley wailing on Le Champion inside the ring and then taking the fight to the outside, battling out in the crowd that in majority was in Moxley's corner. At one point, Moxley begins to gnaw on the stitches on Jericho's face that leads to the crowd chanting, "You sick fuck," a chant I think Moxley is getting used to. Even though it was Jericho that had the stitches on his face, it was Moxley that got busted open after Jericho powerbombed him on the timekeeper's table and the ring bell slid off, cutting his face open. Jericho, with a little help from Proud and Powerful, systematically began to break down Moxley. The punishment that Moxley takes over the next several minutes makes his chance of winning look bleak. But after reversing the walls of Jericho, Moxley begins to see the light at the end of the tunnel till Jericho's hired muscle, Jake Hagar, makes his usual appearance. But the big man is not that sneaky and gets caught by referee Aubrey Edwards, who then proceeds to eject the entire inner circle from ringside. Well, almost all of them. As Edwards' back is turned, Sammy Guevara sneaks in and nails Moxley in the head with the title. But even that doesn't put the one-eyed bandit down, as Moxley kicks out at 2. The shot to the head from Guevara has now caused Moxley to be blinded by the blood. But even this doesn't stop the rabid dog from fighting back. Moxley then removes his eye patch and shows he's been playing possum. Jericho, distracted by Moxley's trickery, walks right into the paradigm shift and Moxley gets the 3 count. Your winner and new AEW champion, Jon Moxley. Now my grade for AEW Revolution is a B+. Had all these matches been on TV, it would have been an A, but I have to set the bar higher when I pay $49.99. Now did I get my money's worth? Hell yeah! The Tag Team Championship match and Darby Allin vs. Sammy Guevara made the price of this pay-per-view worth it alone. Throw in 5 other solid matches and you have one really good pay-per-view. Now what did you guys think about Revolution? Leave me a comment below, and guys, make sure you subscribe here to Toned In Entertainment for future videos. Subscribe to the channel. Do it. Go now. Do it now.